How many people has dealt with pain somewhere in your life? Right? Today, I wanted to just really hit on something. Successfully dealing with pain. I think you hear many stories, and every story I just sat in the back room and listened to. I'm watching these people triumph and figure out ways to keep going. But how do you keep going? Why do you keep going? When the world says everything else is supposed to be opposite. Man believes in the possible. God believes in the impossible. I flew down to my college, Dr. Uribe, and I got there. And I'll never forget, as soon as I walked in the door, he said, "Ray, don't do what I think you're about to do." He said, "Don't do it, because it's the greatest risk you ever take in your life." I said, "Doc, I ain't got no other choice." At this point in my career, I promised myself, when I came into this game, if I was gonna leave it, I would rather die on the field. But it's something that Terry, my tricep, taught me about. There's two sides of pain that I don't think a lot of people really understand, right? There's one side of pain that's the suffering and the discomfort side of pain. That's why everybody raised their hands when I first asked, have everybody ever been through pain? Because that hurts. You remember what that felt like. But then there's another side of pain that's called effort. It's called glory. It's called, if you can find a way to push through pain, there's something greater on the other side of it. And if you never tap into it, it's because the first time you felt it, you backed off. The first time you felt, that burn, the first time you felt that, it's too much. And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. But suppose I told you the greatest pain of my life is the reason I'm standing here today. And when I remember laying on the ground, and I said, "Lou, ain't nobody out here gonna help you get up." What makes you get up when you fall down? What makes your mentality change if there's a great situation or there's a bad situation? How do you dictate that based off the level of pain? Because I think that's where we're getting in trouble at. And so when I started cycling, when I started going to see these doctors, I realized that I turned my greatest pain into my greatest achievement. So sometimes to really find the root of who you are, you must go back generationally and find out if you're following the same curses. That's what pain is. Pain is a repetition of the psyche. Until you learn how to figure it out, until you learn how to tap it on the back and say, "I know you there, but I'm built to deal with you." I don't want nobody to leave here today and not understand why we must find a way to push through pain, to understand that's on the other side of that is glory. The night before the Super Bowl, I re-tore my tricep. Couldn't tell nobody. I couldn't go to the doctors. I couldn't go to my teammates. What I was gonna tell them? That I can't play. I re-tore it. And it was bleeding so bad, and it was burning so bad that I took a shoestring from one of my shoes. And one of the fire spigots, I tied a shoestring around the tire spigot and tied it around my arm to hang my arm up just so I can get 3 hours of sleep. And I held it there all night, and that shoestring held my arm there all night. And I got up and I walked in that stadium. And I'll never forget this. If anybody's ever saw this ride. But I come out of halftime and I stayed in there a little longer because I got ready to tell my trainers, I'm like, man, listen, I can't even punch nobody with my arm. It's hurting that bad. I said, I got it. A whisper came to me. It ain't about you. It's about the team. Jacoby Jones was walking to the end zone to receive the kickoff. I'm running towards the sideline. My arm burning so bad, God said, go touch Jacoby. I turned around and put both of my hands on Jacoby's chest. And I said, I'm just doing what God told me to do. And I ran back to the sideline and I watched Jacoby go 109 yards. That moment told me, well, sometimes your greatest pain, it ain't even about you. It's about a greater purpose. That if you can find a way to push through, that if you can find a way to not make it about you, learn to appreciate the occasional storms that come in your life. Just learn to appreciate how small they are, the occasional storms that come every day. And then that's the ingredient of how you really deal with pain. Figuring that out. Thank you.